Happy Sunday, everybody. This is Tonetta, your relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth, and I hope everybody's doing well. I did not do my video the last day, I think, but that's okay. I'm coming to you all with a banger this morning, I guess I put it that way. This one, of course, is talking about fighting fair rules, of course, continuing on with our series. This one is talking about make time to talk and listen. It's talking about, of course, for me, it's talking about, when I wrote this down, it's talking about, of course, being intentional about the time that you all, of course, share, being intentional about the time that you all can, of course, communicate and talk about your issues, and talking about the things that you all, of course, have going on that's causing the arguments and causing you all to fight unfairly, I put it that way. Make time for that. I know in the video before this, I talked about pick a time and a place. Yes, you want to pick a time and a place, but it also goes along with, this is about making time as well. Not just, of course, like I said in previous videos, not just knowing that things are going on, you're trying to avoid the situation, don't even want to talk about the situation. When things are going on where you all are a couple, I don't care if you're married or any kind of other committed relationship, you all have to learn how to, of course, make time and make intentional time to, of course, talk about the things that are bothering you all. How else do you expect to get through the issues that you all are facing? If you're not getting through the issues that you all are facing and you're not making the intentional time to, of course, sit down and talk, whether you have to schedule a time, put it on the calendar, write on your whiteboard, on the fridge, whatever you have to do, make sure that you're doing that. If you're not doing things like that, making the time intentional, you are going to start building up resentment. You are going to start building up a lack of respect and all those kind of things, and a lack of trust as well. And nobody wants that inside of a relationship. You're also going to start building up, walking on eggshells, I guess I put it that way, not knowing what to say, not knowing how to say it, because you're going to think that your partner's going to be upset or whatever the case may be. You have to find time to talk with your partner in order to find out what's going on and how you all can come to a consensus, some kind of negotiation on these issues. You can't somebody, and I have a little part I go over in a few about listening, but listening is very important. Of course, we can talk all we want and all these kind of things, but when we're listening to somebody, we're, of course, hearing what they're saying as well. Hearing what they're saying as far as the emotions behind what they're saying. And good morning, Molly. Thank you for tuning in. We're definitely hearing the emotions behind what they're saying. That's what listening skills are, I guess I put it that way. And I did write down some notes. The first thing, when you are making time to talk and listen, you have to make sure that you lay down ground rules. And I know I've posted a few things in my group, actually, the Speak Your Truth community, about ground rules and how to set your ground rules when you're trying to fight fair or just trying to have your own boundaries inside of your relationships. You definitely have to make sure that you set those ground rules. Ground rules, whether they are, nobody talks while the other person is talking. If you have something to say, you can write it down, I guess, for yourself. And then when that person's done, go ahead and speak your piece or whichever the case may be, not just interrupting somebody or not being disrespectful, like I said in one of the other videos. Those, you have to make sure that you set your couple's ground rules. I don't care, like I said before, whatever kind of relationship you're in, all relationships have to have some kind of foundation and ground rules so you all can know where you're at in order to move forward. And I just said, do not talk over the other and to listen. Listening, of course, like I said before, you do have to listen with intent. I guess I put it that way. And let me go on to my listening section. Give me 1 second, y'all. So I want to make sure I go over these things with you all. Because we all know that when you're communicating with somebody, you have, of course, the nonverbal, you have the paraverbal, and you have the listening, of course, skills that you have to, of course, put forth in order to hear what that person is saying. Listening, I wrote some notes down on this too, requires hearing the words, but also understand the other. You have to, of course, hear what the person is saying and also understand where they're coming from. Some people call that empathy or whatever you want to call it. Just make sure that you're hearing what they're coming from. If somebody's upset, oh, I'm sick and tired of this, that kind of thing, or whatever they're talking about, you have to understand where they're coming from. Are they sick and tired? They're probably not sick and tired of you. They're probably sick and tired of the situation or whatever's going on, the issue consistently happening, I guess I put it that way, and they want change. So you definitely have to hear the actual message behind what the person's actually saying. I guess that's a better way to say that. And it also, listening is an attitude of respect and acceptance and willingness to open one's mind to try to see things from their partner's point of view. And I know I kind of just said that a little while ago. You have to understand that when you're listening, you have to be willing to accept what they're saying, and you have to be willing to open your mind to what they're saying as well, so that you can see things from that person's point of view, not your own point of view. That person has their own set of beliefs and values and experiences and whatever they came to the relationship with. And in order for you to understand what they're saying and where that anger or whatever it is, or that fighting, wherever the issues are coming from, You have to be able to listen with an open mind, with an open ear, with an open heart to make sure that you're understanding what's the context of what they're telling you. And listening to understand, listening to understand, being free from your own judgment and judgment and beliefs. You have to understand that when somebody's, of course, talking to you, like I said, this is part of the communication skills. I don't know. We actually learned these when I learned them back when I was in college, actually going through, of course, my psychology classes, abnormal psychology, sociology, and some of the social work classes because I'm a social worker as well. So some of those classes that we took, we had to know the communication parts and all that kind of thing. So I know listening was always a very, very, very important. Whether you're saying anything at all, the listening was always the most important thing of that whole communication. I guess I put it that way. One of the main things. And like I said, being able to listen with understanding, knowing that that person has a different set of beliefs and values than you, and not taking things personal, thinking the person saying they hate you and blah, blah. No matter what the person has said, there's always an underlying context of that whole entire thing that the person has told you. All those words, all the nonverbals, all that kind of thing. There's always a context behind that. And being able to, of course, free yourself from judgment, saying that, they're just yelling at me, they don't like me no more, they don't love me, they don't do this to me, all these kind of things. Understand where that person is coming from. Like I said, I know you, if you're with the person, you all, of course, are a couple, you all been together for months, years, whenever it was, you should know something about how that person responds to different things that you may say, different things that they may see, hear, whatever it is. You have to know that at some point, and try to understand that person at some point, to know that all the things that they say and speak that comes out of their mouth is not always directed, I think it's like 95% of the time it's not directed towards you, or 90% of the time it's not directed towards you. It's actually something like I just read in the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's usually something from childhood that they're dealing with, or something from their experiences in the past, the baggage that they haven't unpacked, that they're dealing with, or something that they're triggered by, and something that reminds them of something, whether it's being shamed or being bullied or whatever it was back in the past. Like I said, you definitely have to start understanding those things. And that's where our listening skills come in. You have to understand the context behind what somebody's saying to you. And also, let me see, I have notes down here. It says, we gain understanding of the other's perception, motivation, attitude, and behavior. That is the truth. When you're listening, you definitely understand, like I said, what that person's motivation is, their attitude and their behaviors, or I guess I put it that way, behind what they're saying. Of course, they can say all these things to you. It doesn't matter what they're saying. But like I said, you definitely have to understand, with thinking about where they've come from. Hopefully they've opened up to you enough to let you know where they've come from. If not, of course, that's a different video. But like I said, hopefully they've opened up enough to you so that you can know, of course, kind of what their past was like, kind of how they were raised, what was going on with their bullying in high school, whatever the case may be. So then that you can understand their perception and how they're seeing things. If the person hasn't talked to you about anything, of course, you wouldn't really know how to 100% listen to them, I put it that way, because you have to kind of know, like, the person's background, your partners, where they've been, where they've come from, and how they respond to things, and what happened in the past, and all those kind of things, in order for you to listen well. And like I said, if you don't know those things about your partner, you've been together months and years and that kind of thing, that's an issue. And like I said, I'll definitely talk about that in another video as well. But for this video, like I said, the main thing was making sure that you're listening well to your partner, making sure that you're, of course, making time to talk and listen, whether that means you're scheduling 20 minutes a day to talk to your partner before bedtime, or when you all get into bed, whatever it is, at dinner, making sure that you all are intentionally talking and listen to the other, not talking over the other, not or downplaying what the other's saying, anything along those lines at all. Your main objective is, of course, to talk about whatever the issues are, whatever's bothering you, something in your day, whatever it is, and for your partner to listen, and vice versa. When your partner's talking, it's, of course, up to you to, of course, make sure that you're listening. Another thing that I always tell people, when you're in the listening position, making sure that you, of course, let your partner know that you want to repeat back, or I guess is it called reflective listening? I think that's what it's called. When you're repeating back what you thought you heard your partner say, so that you all can make sure that you're on the same page with things, and that you know where they're heading to, and that you know where their perspective lies, and where their motivation lies, and things like that as well. So like I said, you definitely have to start repeating back. If your partner just said whatever it was, like I said, repeating back, I heard you say, or did I just hear you say, honey, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, you definitely have to make sure that you're repeating those things back to your partner so that you can make sure that you're on the same page with them and not hearing something different. They're talking about something else. You always want to make sure that you're on the same page. So like I'm saying, when you're in that listening position, I believe it's called reflective listening, if I'm saying that right. But like I said, make sure that you're repeating back what you think you heard your partner say and what they're saying to you and what they're expressing to you, so you can make sure that you're definitely understanding where they're coming from. So with that, I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Molly, I hope everything is going well for you on this Sunday. And like I said, this video is talking about fighting fair rules, and it's make time to talk and listen. And like I said, talking and listening, make sure that you intentionally set a time with your partner to sit down to actually talk and to listen to your partner as well. And like I said, to, of course, repeat back what you hear your partner saying so that you all can be on the same page. Also, laying down those ground rules so you all are not over-talking each other or not listening to the other person and getting up, walking away, and all these kind of things. If that's part of your ground rules, you have to sit down and listen to whatever's going on. That's part of you all's couple's ground rules. In order for you to get through that situation, you have to respect those ground rules as well, whatever you all have set. Oh, paraphrase. That's what I was trying to say. Reflective listening or paraphrasing what you think your partner has said. Also, with the listening, like I said, that's part of our we have 4 different parts of communication: the verbal, nonverbal, paraverbal, and the listening. And like I said, the listening is very, very important as well. And some of the things I spoke about with the listening was definitely to make sure that you are listening to the words that the context behind what your partner is saying. Of course, they can say all the things like I said to you, but you have to, of course, understand the context of where they're coming from. Where they're coming from, meaning what is their motivation behind what they're saying, whether they have been triggered by something that you've said or they've been through that day and they're taking out on you, whatever it is. You have to understand the motivation behind the context of the words and making sure that you're listening free of judgment and free of course, your own beliefs, knowing that all of us come to a relationship with our own set of baggage, whether that's baggage from childhood, experiences from other relationships, whatever it is. Everybody has their own perception of the world and what they believe and how they feel things should go. I put it that way. So you, of course, have to come to the meeting or whatever it is that you all are talking about with a free and clear mind to, of course, understand everything from your partner's point of view. You do not have to agree with everything they're saying, and you don't have to sit there and tell them all those things. That's being rude and disrespectful, of course, to your partner, I'm sure. The main thing is for you to listen free of judgment, knowing that your partner has a different background than you, and knowing that you all may not come together 100% on every single thing that you have. The main thing behind everything that I'm going to say in all these videos is mainly you all coming to some kind of negotiation, some kind of middle ground that's going to, of course, assist you both in starting where you're at right now and to moving forward. So I just want to say thank you all again for tuning into this video. And once again, I'm Tonetta Clay. I'm your relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth. And if you all haven't joined our awesome community yet, please come and join. It's called Speak Your Truth Community. And I will make sure that I put the link to that group inside of this, in the description of this video. And also, once again, I want to make sure that I'm telling you all about my new course bundle set. I guess I want to say is Couples Date Night coupon book, and then there's a Dates to Sex actual video lesson that comes along with that. So I want to make sure that you all know that that's available as well, and it's for sale right now. It's only $50, and of course that's per person, per couple, however you want to put it. If you purchase one, of course you don't have to purchase one for your partner. Make sure that you all are sharing the information. I don't care about that. If you have a partner, he needs to hear or she needs to hear this. You don't have to buy a set for him or her. Make sure that you give them your password to Thinkific so they can go ahead and sign in and see the course as well. So you only pay one time, I guess I put it that way. I just want to make sure that you all understand that you don't have to pay twice unless you want to and donate the money. That's definitely fine with me. But I'm just letting you know, as a couple, I expect for you all to, of course, work in a team, I guess I put it that way. So whatever you're learning, if you're part of the couple that's hearing this group and hearing this message, whatever I'm saying, of course, making sure that you're taking it back to your partner. And like I'm, I guess, offering you all my actual course that I have built and that kind of thing, making sure that you're offering that kind of material to your partner as well. You don't want to leave your partner hanging out there and have no idea what's going on and what you're learning, but they're seeing changes and seeing things going on. They need help too. So make sure that you're, of course, inviting them to, of course, this community, this group. And of course, if you're purchasing the online course bundle and the coupon book, the date night book, make sure that you're, of course, inviting them to, of course, see that material. No, I'm not a person that's going to, oh my God, you have to purchase this and you have to do this. No, I'm not. I know there's all kind of stuff out there online that you can purchase and look at and that kind of thing as well. But if you want to purchase it from me, considering the videos you've seen and considering if you're inside the group as well, the information that we talk about and that kind of thing, definitely do so. If not, there are other coaches out there to purchase from. I just want to make sure you keep that in mind. But I'm just offering it to you from what I have. I put it that way. But like I said, I'm not the kind of person I want everybody that's in a couple to, of course, receive the same or similar information. So if you're looking at this, please make sure that you send this to your partner or send them to this page so they can see this information as well. And like I said, if you're a person who has purchased the bundle, the Dates to Sex bundle, make sure that you're sharing that with your partner as well, giving them your password to sign in to think if they can go ahead and take the class and look at the coupon book so you all can, of course, start downloading them and making sure you all are having your date night. So definitely, like I said, making sure that you share everything that you see here if you feel that is valuable with your partner. So like I said, with that, I want to thank you all again. I'm Tonetta Clay, your relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth. Definitely come back and join. Of course, if you're watching this and you haven't joined the page yet or the community yet, definitely come on and join. We're on Facebook under Speak Your Truth, which is the actual page. And then there's my community, Speak Your Truth community. So I would love to have you. I'd love to have all kind of points of views. There is men in the group, just to keep in mind, and there is women as well. Like I just finished saying, I don't just cater to one person in the group. I understand at times one person may need the assistance and they can, of course, change the coupleship, I put it that way. But I like to have both partners, both people in some type of way to learn the information. Whether I'm seeing you as an individual coach or you're working by yourself, I hope that you're sharing this information with your partner as well. The same as you're seeing this video, please share this with your partner as well. The same as the Dates to Sex bundle, please share that with your partner as well to make sure that they're trying to get on the same page as you and trying to catch up with you and trying to know the information so that you all can both move forward in tandem and in unity and, of course, with that team. I guess in that teamwork, I guess I put it that way, to create that rock star status that I love to see all my couples make. So I guess reach to. So definitely, like I said, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. And again, Molly, thank you. And for those who did tune in, I think I saw a few folks pop in. I don't know who they were, but it will show up, I'm sure, later on. But definitely thank you all for watching the replay as well. And I appreciate you all for being here. Take care, everybody, and have a great Sunday.